So this is in the Reddit is r slash r dash kitchen confidential. Evie loves memes was the Reddit user. They said blindsided by my kitchen being closed. Now what? Been in the industry for 21 years, 11 at my current job. Got told Sunday that this Saturday is my last day. Obviously, I've been putting in applications at other restaurants, but are there any non-cooking fields any of you have success, comfort, ease in? Went to college for 7 years, but dropped out and don't have any other marketable non-kitchen related skills. And I actually wanted to share the responses. I thought this was a great thing. I had this happen to me. This is like the story of my life. So before I share mine, I want to share some responses. So primary golf 779, chef Flair and Reddit they say check restaurant adjacent stuff, Ecolab rep or tech, sales rep for food suppliers, etc. Also look into production cooking, schools, hospitals, or corporate dining. And then someone had responded to their comment. I work in a school and it's early hours, but I'm done by 1, and in a week and a half, it's fall break. Money isn't great, but I'm in a pretty poor district. Maybe favorite thing about working that shift in winter was there's still a few hours of daylight left. Someone else says if you want to keep looking or keep cooking, look into assistant living places or nursing homes. They need cooks, but the atmosphere is a lot more relaxed. Someone else says I'm the lead produce cutter at my grocery store, prepping fruit trays, catering, and such. I seem to be making more than most kitchen positions in my area, and the only real stress comes from the corporate grocery store side of things. The work I do is definitely not difficult. Someone else says, I worked in kitchens for 7 years after high school, and once I got sick of the lifestyle, I took an entry level job doing industrial manufacturing, sewing climbing equipment, and never looked back. Now I sell custom upholstery for off road trucks and vans, and I love it. X Food Service says, come be a cook at a long term care facility. We need more real cooks. It's not glamorous. Justin shared this on last week's podcast, so about the benefits of it. But the residents may love you 1 minute and literally spit at you the next, but the benefits and perks are insane, and at least at good facilities. And then, someone says, looking to test kitchens, having a long resume of culinary experience typically is enough for them if you don't have a degree. Someone else says, I slid into commercial food production pretty easily, basically just a prep cook now. You get to do things like make HACCP plans and deal with FDA instead of the health department, which is really cool. Went to a trade union, paid schooling, yearly raises, benefits, travel opportunities, etc. And then someone else said, I switched completely. I work at one of the big 3 banks in the US. I miss cooking, but I work Monday through Friday, 1 Saturday a month, and I have all the holidays off plus PTO. More benefits than I know what to do with. I signed up for a 401k and lots of room for growth. I took a pay cut, but it's honestly been worth it. Been there a year and I'm applying for a promotion that my boss has been prepping me for. Hashtag no regrets. All right. So I wanted to share those before I gave my thing. So if you don't know, I've shared this a lot on my Cook Thoughts, but if you're new to my story, I worked in restaurants up into the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2020, I was working for a restaurant group. Unfortunately, lost my position, moved back home to Buffalo out of the Chicago area, and couldn't find work. I literally I've applied to a bunch of restaurants, wasn't able to find anything on work. So then I ended up working for a company called Freshly. I found a job. It was basically, and I had to give you my background. I have a bachelor's degree in food business. I don't have a food science background at all. I've just worked in restaurants and I have my culinary degree. I was able to get a position with a company called Freshly that no longer exists. And that role was culinary assurance and implementation chef. And what I did there is I went to the manufacturer, I moved to Maryland, went to this food manufacturing facility, and my job was to test the recipes that were being developed at scale. I was also tasked with tasting the ingredients every day to make sure they were to spec to the recipes being sent to customers. So my role involved my experience with culinary arts, obviously with some product management, but beyond that, like my whole team was a mix of people with degrees, no degrees, but all had a culinary background. So like that is a great entryway for me into food manufacturing, in my opinion. To be able to go to a position where you can test food, taste food, work with development, work with manufacturing, work with commercialization is a big skill set to have. Those are great positions. I'm now an R&D chef. I've worked in food manufacturing since that transition, developing recipes, working on operation stuff and whatnot. So being able to kind of find a bridge into food manufacturing to me is one of the best things you can do. Because like one of the comments said, not every food manufacturer requires you to have a science background. I definitely do not. Now there are some positions like the meat scientist positions or the flavor technician positions. They do require that background. I would not qualify for that. And if you don't have a food science background, you wouldn't either. But you would be surprised how many R&D chef positions, culinary assurance positions. And I just want to say this: when I left restaurants and I saw this culinary assurance job, I took it being like, I don't even know if I would like this. It sounded kind of boring. It sounded kind of run of the mill because it was like, oh, I'm going to be in a facility. I'm going to be in a plant with amounts of food and whatnot. But the ability to get that skill set, I actually ended up loving the job because the ability to get that skill set, it's just a different world working with food at that scale. And the ability to go in and do all of that was it helps elevate my career. It helped give me new skill sets, and it helped me just like evolve who I was as a culinary professional. I saw restaurants as my whole career, and when I was unable to find work, I chose to do something else, and it really just blossomed not only in what I was able to do, but what I wanted to do. My whole career trajectory and goals changed for what I wanted to do for my job. So, for the person saying, blindsided by, being able to, or blindsided by your kitchen being closed, I'd give a couple things. Look in your area for tertiary culinary roles. Maybe it's a teacher at a local community college. Maybe it's a cook at a healthcare facility. It's a cook at a store like a Wegmans or another grocery chain. Maybe it's a food manufacturer if you live in an area for food manufacturing. If you're willing to move, you can often find companies that will help you relocate that are large, like a food manufacturer, which I was the case for me. So, like, find and if you're willing to move, you can go explore different industries. And I don't know this person's situation, but the ability to move is also really important. But even if you can't, if you can find something tertiary to food, you'd be surprised at how many people that have not worked in restaurants or aren't versed in food, how willing they are to hire someone simply because they know what good food tastes like. So don't doubt that. Don't doubt yourself. And my biggest piece of advice for anyone moving out of restaurants into the food industry is let them tell you no. Do not say that you can't do it. Do not say that you're not qualified. Let a company or a hiring manager or another position tell you no. Don't automatically assume you cannot get something, that you are not qualified for something, that you would not be good at something. Let the job tell you no. So many times I've seen people try to leave restaurants and go into new industries and just not even like fully commit or not start or not go into certain things because they said that they were not able to do it. They deemed they were not capable. And that is just such a wrong way of doing it. If you feel like you might be good at something, or you want to take a risk, or you want to try a new position, or you want to try a new sector of the industry, or you want to go elsewhere, like that person with the banking, let the job tell you no, apply for it, go through the process, and hell, you might even get it and find something you love completely different outside of restaurants. So that is my advice for that.